Welcome back to the Splinter Twins, everybody. I'm Kyle, that's Mark, and we are doing Dry January, and no, airports do not count. We have got to talk about the top 5 cards in Lorwyn. Mark, there's a lot going on in this set.
There is, yeah. Stick around because not only are we going to give you our thoughts on this set, we are not like regular YouTubers who just out here bullshitting. We are going to show you the cards we picked from Avatar and all the other sets and decide whether or not one of us is crazy for not picking Badgemel Cub. One of us, I don't know who needs to bring that up right now. Before we get to that, let's get to some picks, Kyle. What is your number 5?
You know I always like to save that number 5 spot for something that's just a little bit speezy. And we've got a lot of Kindred stuff going on inside of Lorwyn. And I just like playing creatures to the board, and I love a 2-drop that's non-legendary, and I got to give it up to Kinskar Century.
Yeah.
It is 1 and a white, it's a rare, and basically, it's a 2-mana 2/2 with First Strike and Lifelink. What's not to love about that? But you also have that tacked on ability that you get to bring back creatures, or you get to put creatures from your hand, rather, onto the battlefield tapped and attacking, where X is the number of attacking creatures. So with this thing alone, you can start playing 1-drops for free that are tapped and attacking, which is exactly what this kind of strategy and deck wants you to do. There's a big difference between putting a Savannah Lions on the table and putting a Savannah Lions tapped and attacking. It's going to need some support. It's going to need some draw to go with it. But I think Mono White Weenie might have some pieces here. And if it does, Kinskar Century is going to have a lot to do with it.
It's a really good card. I think it was like my top 8. I think it was like one of the last cards I cut from my top 5. Kind of like a little Winota, a little baby Winota, doing just attacky
little
things.
Baby Winota with goggles.
Little baby stumpy ass Winota out here doing its thing. I think this card would have been stupid in the Soldiers meta back when we had all those cards from Dominaria and such. That would have been really something. I don't think the Kithkin deck is real. I don't think Mono White Aggro is real, so that's why I ended up cutting it. But with a billion D cards in Standard going forward, when there is that Mono White Weenie deck, this is going in and it's going to do well.
Or, sir, may I proffer to you Boros? Because there's no reason this card needs to be mono white. The Costing Cast, there was a time back when, Sunspire Cavalier or whatever, when Boros was the scourge of the ladder. It doesn't have to say that. And for what it's worth, the lifelink here, pretty good in the mirror as far as gaining life.
Yeah, I see it. I think this is a very good card. I would not expect it to be meta defining, but I think this card can be something that's just a really good 4 of in a lot of different aggro decks.
Yeah, that's why I like it for my spicy pick, because if this deck becomes a thing, either mono white or Boros, like, this card is going to be a big part of it, and that's why I selected it.
Can I introduce you a little bit of poetry? The flavor text of this card, see if you can guess what this is based on the flavor text. Petals burst in evening hours with fleeting things so fickle and sour. Or, said another way, bitter. My number 5 pick is Bitter Bloom Bearer. I think this card pretty good, and I'm not the only one. This is like one of the most expensive cards in the set for a reason. I think, obviously, harkening back to Bitter Blossom is a perfect thing to come back to for Lorwyn. But man, I think this card has a home in Dimir right now. Like, let's go. You talk about just the perfect thing to play in response to a sweeper. Your board gone. Oh, well, here's a board in a box where I'm just going to flash it in and let's get to tearing up. Also, God, does this card it's made to go with Enduring Curiosity, right? You get a little Wrath. Oh no, my Curiosity is an enchantment and my Bitter Bearer is just out here drawing me into a whole new ballgame. I think this card is, with the flash especially, and the flying, just to soar over the heads of Ouroboros and put the pressure on, I think this card's going to do some stuff in Standard.
Oh, I know exactly what that text was, because it's my number 2 pick. Bitterbloom Bear is disgusting, and you said the exact things that make me excited about it. Flashing this on instep, and then all of a sudden you have, at the beginning of your next step, you have 2 creatures, and then 3, and then 4, and you're just losing 1 life. Like, it's not strictly better, Bitter Blossom, right? There are some downsides to being a creature as opposed to an enchantment, but there are a lot of plus sides to this thing being on a body and being able to just flash this thing in.
Huge.
The only, is the double black. That is significant, because I do see this in, even I was thinking about it, even like like an Orzhov sack deck where you just need a lot of fodder going on, it just does so much for 2 mana.
Yeah, I think this is going to be good in multiple decks, right? Because you've got a situation where, it's good in the Dimir thing, which is a top tier deck right now, but Orzhov, fairies, if there's a kindred thing happening there, like there's just so many places this can slot in. And I hear you on the black mana, but I don't think this necessarily needs to be your turn 2 play. I think there's other things, like if you have nothing else, obviously you're going to play it. But this is what you want to play, in response to a sweep or after they've spent some removal, or the list goes on, because it's one of those things that starts to steamroll. And if it looks underwhelming to you, I know we're in a brave new standard where everything is cracked in half, but if you've not had the misfortune of playing against Bitter Blossom, it just starts to steamroll, just exponentially.
You look over at your opponent and you're
you.
like, wait a second, how many 1/1s do you have? And they're like,
It
6.
just gets out of control.
What are you at?
Yeah.
And they're like 13. And you're like, oh shit.
The only thing they'll stop this from is you're not, standard is so fast right now that like how much value can you extract from this? When the games are 5 turns long.
How many turns can you suffer the downside?
Infinity, because like you're not dying to, oh no, I had 2 points left. It's like, yeah, Ouroboros killed me on turn 3 with, minus 50 or whatever. That's the standard we live in. So like the -1 life loss, I almost count that as like less of a problem in modern standard, right? Like
that's what I'm
fine.
saying is by the time that downside probably gets around, you've either won or you've probably already lost. Like, I don't see many games outside of Limited where it's a stalemate and you can't push through, and that becomes a huge trade-off as it ticks away your last couple, like life. I don't see that happening. Okay, number 4. I feel like such a mark with this pick because
I think I know what it is.
it doesn't... It's probably not going to be good, but I just see it and I'm like, that's pretty cool. I like it a lot. That is Bristlebane Battler.
It's pretty good. It's not on my list, but I really like that card.
Yeah, so this is part of that cycle that it's a way overstated creature that enters with 5 in this case, -1/-1. I think they all do enter with -1/-1, but it's got some dope keywords, notably trample and ward too. And the removal condition for this one is whenever a creature you control enters, this creature has a -1/-1, you get to take that off. Note, it is not cast. Some of these things have very finicky -1/-1 removal clauses. This is just a creature you control enters. You can make that happen with Bitter Bloom Bearer. Good Lord, trying to say that. Bitter Blossom Bearer, or any number of token productions, and especially in either a Selesnya or a mono green deck, it's not like insane to think that multiple creatures are going to be entering the battlefield a turn, and then all of a sudden you've got a 6/6 trample that they probably, they went negative mana to kill if they wanted to use spot removal on it when it becomes a problem.
Yeah, I think the keywords on this are key, right? The trample bit is really good. I think it's solid. I'm not sure exactly what deck it goes in. Like, I don't think there's a lot that like Ouroboros, Simic, or just straight up mono green are cutting for this card. Like, what do you think? Where do you think this lives?
I think honestly, and not like the mono green, but like any mid-range deck that is playing green, I think would be surprised by this. I honestly think this in an Ouroboros shell, because this has trample, is doing a lot of work there, and like obviously Ouroboros is trying to put lots of creatures on the battlefield. Sometimes that deck can get chumped out for just enough time to lose, but if it's this thing and they have just enough blockers, but it's an 18/18 with trample, all of a sudden that changes the calculus as opposed to an 18/18, Llanowar Elves or something like that.
My number 4 pick, and the reason why I thought we might be sharing the same number 4 pick, is I have a disgusting Simic card for you, Kyle. This card makes me wistful for old Magic, just like Lorwyn kind of does, because God, it's just a Simic card that does everything. Wistfulness is just beautiful, and it's a big old axolotl Stegosaurus. I don't give a shit if it's good. I just like that is a thing. I just like that that's there, and I get to look at it with my eyes. I don't have to look at the fucking Power Rangers or whatever's going to come to us later this year. I can just be like, yes, you big Ikoria-looking stupid monster. I love it. This card has value. It just has value, and I don't think it would be good enough if it was just the 5 mana, pick and choose. Do you want to, do you want to disenchant? Do you want to draw? It's the evoke bit that I think really makes this a good card, because you have that flexibility, that modality to be hey, I'm going to play this on turn 2 and fix my hand with the draw, or, if there's some early enchantment that I got to break up, maybe they got a, simulacrum synthesizer or whatever on the other side of the table, and I can go positive for that. Like, that is good. That is good. I think this card, because of how tight that Cynic Ouroboros shell is, it wants to play creatures. It wants to play card draw. It wants to play disenchant. Hey, what if all three right here on my boy, the Stegosaurus Axolotl?
Yeah, plus just with all of the new evoke elementals, like you can absolutely play this later in the game and tap 2 island and tap 2 forest and 2 whatever else and get both. Like you can do that. The flexibility on these things is really impressive. I don't think they're going to be Solitude or Fury, but man, like you can do a lot with them.
The good one about this is it's always appropriate, right? Even if you don't have a target for the disenchants, being able to draw cards, hey, that's what I wanted to do on turn 5 anyway, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's great. Let's do a refill.
The fact that it hits enchantments and artifacts is super, super important because you're just that much more likely to find a target.
Yeah, it's just a good card. It's just a classic Magic card. It's not complicated or weird. It just does a lot. I think Vibrance also, that was one that I kind of had just because I think the reach of being like, 6 to the dome, you lose. I think that's going to come up a few times, but I decided I think this one's the best just because...
Is Vibrance 6 mana or 5 mana?
It's 5.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, so this one just, I think, edges out because it currently has a home, whereas some of the other ones, I don't really know. They'd have to make a new deck, right? Versus where this one, there's a few things where I think it slots quite nicely in.
Mark, what's your favorite color combination in Magic right now?
We were just talking about it, boys. Simic.
No, it's is it because that's what Wizards of the Coast wants you to play, and you
I don't want
will
that.
play. You will do it, and you will like it.
I don't want it anymore. I don't want it anymore.
Don't be fooled by Ashling Rekindled. This is actually a Simic card because this is a 2 mana elemental. A lot of elemental stuff going on, not for nothing. But you can, whenever this card enters or transforms back into this side, discard a card and draw a card. Hey, man, there's another...
What'd you call this card?
Ashling Rekindled.
Is it Ashling? Okay.
What? Yeah, Ashling Rekindled.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just getting confused because I don't understand what the... That's one of the... Is that one of the Strixhaven students? Does it look like one of those?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know. They're confusing me because it's just like... There's
I know,
just
why
like
are they
5
here?
random Harry Potter kids here, and I'm like... Who?
It doesn't make any
Isn't
sense.
Ashling a different person from Lorwyn? What is this? I don't
No,
know.
Ashling was... No, was it...
Because Ashling's Command.
Modern Horizons.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah. It was Modern
That's
Horizons.
our lore corner. We need to get Ryan Gomez in here. He could explain it to us while he slowly loses the will to live.
The other thing I like about Ashling, in addition to just being able to like, yeah, cool, man. Like, discarding and drawing is dope. At the beginning of your main phase, you can pay a blue and then you can transform to the other side. And then when it does that, you just get to add 2 mana of any color and spend it to cast mana value spells with mana value 4 or greater. Which, like, yeah, man, that's probably what I wanted to do anyway.
Yeah, but the problem is twofold on this. I'll save it.
It's spells, so it's not just you got to play that instant at sorcery speed now before you move to combat. You could play creatures like this. You could do whatever you want with that 2 mana, and it is a repeatable source of +1 mana every time that you get when you flip it, because you're paying blue and then you're getting 2 of any color. Also fixes your mana if you need that for whatever reason. And then whenever you're done with that, you just pay 1 mana and fix your draw again, and you just keep doing that, all for the initial investment cost of 2 mana, getting to do something that is pretty powerful in Magic the Gathering, which is drawing a card and discarding a card.
Yeah, but you got to do that flippity floppity. You do have to spend mana. And the 2 caveats I have with this is I don't think this goes in the Lessons deck at all, because that shell is tight, and what are they playing for 4 mana? So like that might as well just be not written on the card for as far as that deck cares. So it would take a new Is-It deck to make this card have a home, and I don't think people are going to come off of the deck that just won Worlds. So to switch to add this card, so I'm not really seeing where this is going to
No,
live.
I see this as mainly like maybe when Is-It gets some of the lesson shit banned out of it, maybe we could see this.
I don't think that's happening.
There's
a bunch of uncommons. They're not going to ban that.
Hey, we've banned Expressive Iteration, didn't we?
No,
last time we went to war.
Ban that? We banned We've banned uncommons before, like
Yeah.
Divide by Zero and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
That might
look
be
that
the
up
uncommon I was thinking of. But I don't think this card's going to be a super game player right away. But it does a shitload for 2 mana, and it just has that potential of being like, I don't know if it's going to be a reanimator strategy, if it's going to be a draw strategy, if it's some kind of weird ramp thing you're doing. It could, on the fringe of possibility, be an elemental thing that's going on. It just does a lot for 2 mana while having like a decent little booty to, okay, well, you know, if they're just trying to swing in with 2/2s, at least I got this thing out here and I already got to, you know, draw and discard something, which is all I wanted to play it for anyway. Like a lot of people poo-pooed fear of missing out and didn't see the benefit there. And like, I would say the majority of that value is not the delirium second round attack stuff. That part's great. But the initial, like, I'm just going to draw and discard stuff. And not for nothing, this also plays very nice with fear of missing out as you get to bespokely customize your delirium pile.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Expressive
graveyard.
Iteration got, for those of you who have the wrinkle in your brain, it got banned in Pioneer and Legacy is what happened to it. So
Yeah.
I think, you know, that conversation notwithstanding, I think it's a good card. I think this is a very good card. It's got a lot of flexibility. It does a lot of stuff. It'll just remain to be seen, right, where it's going to catch a deck. My number 3, let's take a timeout. We got to pick our uncommon, right? You know, we've got some mythics and shit flying all around on either side of the number 3, but let's revisit the number 3 slot for the best removal in Standard. Welcome back, Cut Down. Not quite as good, but I do think Requiting Hex is pretty freaking nasty. I think at minimum, this is a sideboard all-star. I think this card is very good. Don't even worry about the blight bit, right? You can blight, I don't know if you're playing some sort of weird aristocrats thing or something where you want to kill your creature. Otherwise, I don't really see the 2 life being enough for a -1/-1 counter. But just point, click, destroy 2 mana value or less. That's good. That was really good. Mono Red has been having a little bit of a time getting that traction back since losing Screaming Nemesis. This card just took a big old dump on Mono Red because this is an aggro's worst nightmare. Just a 1 mana clean removal. You know, with Cut Down, I was joking about this not being as good as Cut Down, but there were plays where, I don't know, you do a pump spell. We see that, you know, negating a Cut Down occasionally. So just 2 mana value or less, just clean, see you later. That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's not strictly better or worse than Cut Down for some of those reasons. There were more expensive things that Cut Down hit that this wouldn't, and there was cheaper things that this can hit that Cut Down couldn't. You know, and that there were more impactful. Like there was plenty of 2 mana cards out there that for a pump spell or for whatever reason, Cut Down just couldn't get, and you just sit there and die to it while you held 2 Cut Downs in your hand. So it's really, really good, and I think you are right. I think especially you know, decks that are playing swamps that have the ability to draw cards and discard cards and kind of shape their hand in either like a control aspect to be able to, when they don't need this card, get rid of it in the best of 1 meta, but then best of 3, especially depending on how the meta is looking right now. Like this thing's sniping a grand. You're feeling
I was
good.
just thinking that.
You're feeling really good.
We're talking about how bad, like, not bad, but like aggro has subsided a bit, but we're also talking about how fast Standard is. And that's because of Grand. That's because of Badger Mole Cub, right? You're gonna have targets on turn 2 for this guy to fire off and go get. I think it's an auto include in a lot of decks. Maybe, you know, it's like a how many shoot the sheriffs, go for the throat. Well, you know, Heartless Act and Requiting Hex, right? What configuration for the removal suite do we put together? But I think this guy is an easy include in many decks.
Yeah, I mean, how many decks did we build? We're like, go ahead and throw 2 Cut Downs in there.
Easy,
you know,
yeah, just
like. Especially
pop
on the
them
best
in.
of 1 ladder. Well, you already know what my number 2 was. It is the fairy that bears the bitter bloom. What is your number 2?
I can't believe it when I read this card that they went and did it. It kind of freaked me out a little bit. And the fact that it's not my number 1 card is kind of nuts. But this cute little guy, Mutable Explorer, out here just doing Mutavault. Mutavault's back in Standard in a Badger Cub Standard. What the shit? That's crazy. That's crazy. If you guys don't know the pain of Mutavault, you haven't been around for too long. This card is an unassuming creature land, I guess this token now, is an unassuming creature land, and obviously there's like some kindred shenanigans that can pop off and come get you, but it's just so cheap. It's so cheap. It's so cheap just to turn it on and be like, I got you, 2/2, right? You swept my board, doesn't matter. I had a couple Mutavaults laying around, and now you're dead, right? That's it. You done got it. The fact that it comes with a body as well that you can just chump with, we're not even talking about the blinking shenanigans. Dear God, this is an enters trigger, so think about all the different things you could do with that. There's a lot of ways to break this on the edges with the blinking and the typal and the whatever, but just when it comes to just straight up nasty ramp value, like let's go Badger Mole Cub 2, let's go this thing on 3, and then I think we actually do have infinity mana. I think it's just going to be a thing forever now.
I hear what you're saying. I do think this card is strong, but I think the nostalgia is carrying a lot. This thing ain't Mutavault. Like, being able to play a land versus having to have this 3 mana 1/1 creature in your deck is very different.
It's also a ramp.
It does ramp, but like for 3 mana, you're ramping 1. That gives you a creature land. Like that's
and a body.
Well, like, yeah, a 1/1 body. Like,
yeah.
I just think that's a lot for 3 mana. I could be wrong. I could be wrong, but like, if this doesn't go crazy with Badger Mole Cub, because like that would mean, right? It would be a 3/3 in that example, right? Because you're putting a 1/1 token on the Mutavault, right?
It's a creature land, so you have to actually activate it for it to turn into a thing.
Oh, yeah.
So you can Badger Mole Cub afterwards and Earth Bend it then. So,
yeah.
But then you'd have to activate it, and then you could get the ability, and it'd become a 3/3.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm not seeing it. I could be wrong on this one, but like 3 mana for a 1/1 ramp one that also like you got to pay mana to turn into a 2/2 later. Like the strength of Mutavault was that it was, you know, quote unquote free as a land in your deck. Like, like this is like other than that, practically irrelevant. It's a terrible card.
The other thing I think about this, let me see if I can convince you with the last piece of tech. Not only does it go well with Badger Mole Cub, the 2 bodies go very well with Ouroboros, right? Because nothing feels worse than playing an Ouroboros on an empty deck. You can't do it. This gives
Empty
you more
board,
bodies. What's up?
Empty board.
What did I say?
Deck.
Empty deck. Yeah, you don't want to play with an empty deck. You will find out quickly how bad that goes. But the ability just to stack counters on whatever piece of cardboard you have out there all of a sudden can get disgusting. So I think it can't be understated that the go wide angle of 2 pieces of cardboard from 1 card in an Ouroboros standards also matters a lot.
Yeah,
maybe
but that's not
maybe
till,
I'm on the member berries.
That's not till turn 5, because like turn 4, you know, you're playing Ouroboros. I guess you could go this on 3, ramp 4, play another land.
Yeah, you rip the Ouroboros, and there you go. I think
Yeah.
it's got a lot of different angles in addition to the kindred stuff and that bit. I think there's a lot of angles here. It's Mutavault, boys. I think it's a good card. We'll see.
You remember?
All right, now you have said your number 1 card in a text message to me. I do not know what it is going to catch a ban.
Okay.
So
There's 2 kinds of lists for Lorwyn Eclipse. All right. There's one that have this card at number 1, and then there are incorrect lists.
Okay.
So there
I bet
is
you don't have the one I have. I bet we have different ones.
We might. I wouldn't shock me if we do. So, you know, there's certain things that stick out about a Magic card, right? A creature land, you know, the cheapest cards in the set, the most expensive. I would articulate to you, one of the best ways to go look at, I wonder if this card's going to be meta defining, is go find the Magic card with the Magic World Champion's name printed on it. Take a look-see at that bad Johnny. And Jean-Emmanuel has a card printed in the likeness. It is Formidable Speaker. Is this your number 1?
Nope.
You are incorrect, Mark.
I don't know, man.
So this is 2 in a forest, and it's an elf druid, just looking resplendent. Mm-hmm. And then when this creature enters, you may discard a card. If you do that, if you pay that cost, you can just search your library for a creature card, reveal it, and put it into your hand, and then shuffle.
Oh, no, I get it. You're confused. We're not doing the commander thing. This is the standard thing.
Mark.
You're confused.
Oh, Mark.
I'm talking shit about this pick.
Oh,
in
my
real
God.
time.
You don't know. So
Okay.
what I just
Educate
said
me.
is a turn 4 Ouroboros for any deck that plays it.
Oh, as opposed to the 4 of that you already have?
Yeah, like you just go get it
That's
now.
good.
That's
good.
great. That's not the best thing, or sorry, the worst thing about this card. That's not what's going to get this card banned. This card, if you pay attention, lets you discard, and then it lets you go get a particular creature card, which means you can discard like Bringer of the End or whatever, or Arden, or whatever else, and then you just go get your Spectacular Spider-Man that costs 4, and then you play this.
Yeah.
Like,
Now, one thing about the Bringer is it's not particularly good unless you've been just like milling balls out.
Yeah.
You know, and I guess you could do that on turn 1 and 2.
yeah, you absolutely did that.
You get like a Bale Merc on 2 or something like that.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is a turn 4 Arden not good enough for you? Where you're just reanimating their 2-drop they killed, and you're like, hey, in this, because I'm sending 5/5 lifelink, and I'm just going to keep doing this.
Requiting Hex kills that token, so that's cool.
Is a turn... Yeah, that's great. That's going to help a lot. Turn 4 Spectacular Spider-Man. What's like the best chance, the best case you have against that deck is that they don't have a discard outlet or they don't have the Spectacular Spider-Man. This is both of those things in green, and they were already playing Sultai. Like, oh
man,
shit,
it's a tutor
dude.
card. It's a tutor.
Oh shit. Like,
When's
I'm
the last
telling
time
you.
a tutor popped off? Like, I feel like people had hypes for like, you know, like Case of the Stash Skeleton, all kinds of weird shit that's like, oh, I could get anything. I know this card's better than that. I'm just saying, literally, when is the last time a tutor has been good in Standard?
I'd say when's the last time a good tutor was printed in Standard?
I mean, this is maybe the best version of that, but it is still a tutor, and I'm just like,
It's not a tutor. It is a tutor that does the exact same thing. Like, it is the perfect turn 3 for that deck. This is 4 of auto include, discard your bomb reanimation target, and play your Spectacular Spider. Or sorry, your Superior Spider-Man.
assuming you have it in your hand. Yeah, you can do that.
No, you don't need it in your hand. You just drew it with Formidable Speaker.
You can't discard it if it's... You discard, then you go search, right? That's the way it's worded, so you can't find it, so...
Well, I mean, go find one of your other 3 copies.
No, that's what I'm saying, but like you can't like discard Bringer of the Last Gift if it's not in your hand.
Oh, no. You have to have it in your hand.
Yeah, so I'm saying like there's some things that have to happen to make this work.
But in that deck, there's a lot of different options that you can have that are valuable to discard and then make a turn for whatever you want with the stupid ass card that is Superior Spider-Man. Like that deck is already very toolboxy, and there's just a number of dumb, stupid ass cards that you can reanimate with Superior Spider-Man. The fact that this card is going to make that deck that much more consistent is going to push it over the edge. Also,
I don't think it makes it that much more consistent. I just don't think they need help.
It makes it so much more consistent.
Really?
Like, you need to draw Superior Spider-Man in that deck. Like, to be able to function, and there's a lot of ways that it does that and helps you get card selection, but the fact that this card just instantly does that thing, it's not just a creature tutor, it's the discard plus the creature tutor. Additionally, Mark, just to try to get you on my side, it's turn 4 Kona. Just saying. Does that do anything for you?
I do love a Kona. I do love a Kona. She's
like,
my
oh no,
bestie.
I just have a bunch of big boys in my hand right now that I can't put on the battlefield. Never mind. Formidable Speaker, Kona turn 4, tap it with my planet, here's my hand.
Again,
like,
there's a lot of things you have to have. You have to have the planet in play. You have to have it.
People are already doing Kona bullshit anyway.
Absolutely. But I mean, those are dedicated Kona decks. Now I'm like slowing down my Superior Spider-Man deck with a bunch of planets. Like that's not.
No, you're not. You're doing Kona stuff. Like that's a separate deck.
Different.
This card isn't destroyed, cracked because of Kona or because of or a Boroid. Even though like I do think that that's nasty. Also, not for nothing, it's a 2/4 body that if you start orb boarding is going to be a big problem. But specifically, it's because of the Superior Spider-Man Sultai Reanimator deck and that deck getting much more consistent. This card, I'm telling you, is gonna catch a ban.
We'll see. I don't see it. I'll be honest. I'll be happy to eat my words if we come back.
My day one deck right here.
Clip it, ship it. We'll see. I don't see it, but I've been wrong before. So, you know, it absolutely could happen again.
This is the same man who mocked Leyline of Resonance, by the way.
I didn't mock it. And also, that card has, you know, definitely, it's just totally fucked in best of 1. No question, was the whole time. It's not really doing anything in best of 3 anymore, but that's probably more to do with like mono red being neutered more than anything else.
And the loss of Monstrous Rage.
Kyle, there is in fact a.
Sorry, let me get ready to type the card you're going to say because I don't even know what it is.
You will learn the name. Now, I've been wrong about cards before, and I've been wrong about big blue cards before.
Oh, it's the stupid bird.
Mirror
elemental one.
Form is a dumb, silly card, Kyle. This card is going to do some things to people. I foresee a future.
It's not mirror form. It's mirror,
Mirror
form.
Form, one word. It's Why is instant on this card? Why has that happened?
Mark, you poor naive fool.
I feel like some things are about to happen, Kyle.
What deck is this going in, Mark? Is it your Azorius control deck?
You're
that's
just
going,
playing Magic.
What,
You're just playing.
What
I'm just going to tell you the
deck
fair
where
things.
you have all these like you're at 6 mana. You have all these tokens. Like I assume you're talking about copying Simulacrum Synthesizer. That's
I'm just
going
to
to
tell you the
use
fair
case.
stuff we're going to do with it, right? Synthesizer Simulacrum just done. Everything's dead. Oh God! You just turn things into constructs, and they're you turn your synthesizers into constructs. Now I've just attacked you for 55 million, and you're dead. The other one, just a simple, easy include. I tap this, and now I've got a billion D Sphinxes, where I've got my 4/6 warp guys that are going in there, and they're just tearing you up in the air, and you're dead. It's just bad because my Spyglass Siren and its token that it made, you're just dead in the air because I got you with the warp guy. It is silly. I feel like there's nasty things. The same way I looked at Omniscience and was like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I missed on that one. I'm not going to miss again. The instant piece of this is the secret sauce. You do not need to untap. You can just say, hold up counter magic. You say go. I say you lose. When I copy a billion things and kill you. There are also, not for nothing, probably some degenerate, broken, infinite combo bullshit that you can do with this card that's just going to be unraveled when people get a hold of it. But I'm just talking straight fair, down the pipe, oops, everything's big now. Everything's a finisher. What about that? What about that?
So, in your Magical Christmas Land, you have 6 mana.
Says the man where all I need is a planet, and then a Kona, and then a card that lets me discard a card.
You're the one that likes... Okay, we can downgrade Kono. Kona's not as good as
Kona's
it is.
good. No, Kona's fine. You leave my bestie beastie alone.
Well, yeah, then, Kona's not that good. This card relies on you to have 6 mana, them not to have a counter spell, and you to have at least probably 2 things worth copying. Otherwise, like, just play the fucking thing. Like, what are you doing? Just play another Sphinx if you're going to make one Sphinx. Play another Simulacrum.
You can turn into... Oh, man.
Yeah, you have to have those things on the board on turn 6. Like, I don't see it, brother. I think you got Magical Christmas Land here.
What can I do with this deck? This is my day one deck where I'm just gonna think about all the degenerate bullshit I can do with a big blue deck. Maybe get
everybody comment below some pre-sympathy for Mark as he bangs his head against the door.
Or no, help me on my journey. What are you gonna do? What disgusting, silly shit are you gonna do? I think we picked 2 commander cards. We took some pills, but I don't care.
I didn't pick a commander card.
Cracked. You picked a tutor, Kyle.
A deck that was represented in Worlds this year and made it more consistent and better.
By definition, it's a tutor.
Good luck with your best of 1 graveyard hate, everybody. You better start main decking it.
I'm going to do some stuff with this card. If I am wrong, then I will be wrong in the funnest way possible, and I think that's beautiful.
You know what I like about this video as we kind of transition into talking about Lorwyn is we picked some really different cards. Like, there was a little bit of overlap, but, like, it's some really different cards. I hate the sets where there's, like, 3 good cards, and we just have to see what the other one picked for the other 2, like, cards. Like, there's a lot of weird shit going on in Lorwyn, which is the only way I want Lorwyn.
Lorwyn makes me so sad, Kyle. Do you know how long we're going to have Lorwyn?
Like, the weekend, I think, before Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I mean, let's be clear. This channel will have it until... probably Strixhaven comes out.
Yeah, because we're not fucking completely ignoring Ninja Turtles, and we strongly encourage everyone.
You're not gonna see no goddamn Ninja Turtle decks on this.
Find your local Wizards of the Coast survey and tell them that we shit talk Ninja Turtles. As someone that probably identified as Michelangelo spiritually for the first 5 to 6 years of my life, fuck that. I'm not playing with those cards. They're dumb, and I don't like it. But I do love Lorwyn. I love it the most. I think it's beautiful. I love the set. Man, it's got good stuff. It's got interesting stuff. It's got cards you have to read like 2 or 3 times, to like, what could I do with that?
Imagine, if you will, this January we go back to Lorwyn. We catch up with some of our old friends at Lorwyn.
Okay.
And then I don't know, in the spring maybe some plot happens. We find our characters, maybe some old characters, maybe some new characters, in a bit of a pickle. And then this summer, another set comes out. And just try to imagine this. That cohesive story, that narrative tension, those ideas, those themes, and those play mechanics that we've built on get finalized in a third set. I don't know. I don't think anybody's ever tried it.
I'm blocked. I can't think of that.
I can't think what that would look like.
That's not fair. To be fair to Wizards, that's not fair. Those sets, the 3 block structure, I think, was not working for them. Like, people weren't super engaged, and that's fine. But I do think, man, if we could just rip the turtles and the superheroes out and go just Lorwyn Eclipsed and Shadowmoor Sunshine, kind of like
sure
Lorwyn with a little bit of Shadowmoor in it, and then Shadowmoor with a little bit of Lorwyn in it, and have those 2 back-to-back sets, kind of like what they did, but we don't have to do 4, we just do 2.
We just do 3.
No, I mean, we do 2, because like original Lorwyn block, they had 4 sets. It was like 2 Lorwyn and then 2 Duskmoor. We'll just do 1 because, people get sick of stuff quick. That's fine. We all got ADHD now. But I'm just saying, 2 sets. 2 sets. 1 Lorwyn, 1
better
Shadowmoor,
than 1.
And we're all happy, It could have been. And it should have been that way, man. But we're leaving a turtles later.
No, I'm just sad about, like, Lorwyn. I think that we left a lot on the bone, story and mechanics wise, and like it's nice to see some of the stuff, and there's a lot of really interesting card design here, but like it feels like not that the card designs are rushed. It feels like we're just kind of rushing through Lorwyn, and part of that is, and Mark and I talked about this off video, it doesn't seem to be about like how long the set has been out for. It's how long until the next set. That really decreases, one, just like viewer engagement. Like people just, when we're 3 weeks away from the new set, they don't want to hear anything that's not the new set. And it really just kind of takes the wind out of my sails about brewing decks for standard, because I'm like, well, it's all going to change in 3 weeks.
It's like this perfect little snapshot, right? It's like, it's not just because the new thing is coming, it's the current thing is destroyed, right? By design, right? When you put those new cards, it's a new meta. And that beautiful little standard is gone. Lorwyn standard's going to exist for like less than a freaking, junior high report card period. Like that's fucked. That's not good.
And it's just like it decentivizes you from trying to solve the meta and trying to figure thing out. Because like
how many tournaments can we get?
If I crack the Lorwyn meta, I'm gonna have it for like 2 weeks. Like if I don't solve as just a guy who makes videos, if I don't solve it in the first 3 weeks, like might as well not even make the video, I guess. Or grind
draft.
The ladder. Yeah.
I don't know what I'm going to do about draft. I love limited, but there's so many times where I'm just like, I can't learn. I don't have the bandwidth to learn a new limited every month, right? Like that's just not, I find myself just dipping out on whole sets. It's a thing, but like, let's talk positives about Lorwyn. I think the flavor's cool. Cards are interesting. The art is stunning on some of these cards.
Some high weirdness going on.
I like that. I like the weirdness. I mean, there's like little poetry on cards that I like read, and I think, there's the member berries, your bitter blossoms and your mutavaults and stuff like that spread about.
It was like an interesting.
They're good. They're like
it's an interesting take on it. Also, it's been a long ass time,
20 years.
So like let's have let's see what Bitter Blossom would look like in standard. That's I don't think that's fan service. I think we're not, this isn't, I don't want to bring up more stuff that I don't like. This isn't surface level. Like somebody really took the time for the Bitter Flower Bearer.
What's the thing you don't like?
I was gonna say Shadows over Innistrad. I never liked that. Yeah, just like what are we doing here? I guess we're doing Eldritch Horror now. It feels like we were there pretty recently, and I don't understand this. And I guess
wait, you mean Shadows over Innistrad, or do you mean Midnight Wedding, whatever?
No, I meant Shadows over Innistrad.
Okay, Shadows.
Like we're just doing Eldrazi on Innistrad. I never did like that at the time.
That part was kind of weird.
I was just like, we're kind of doing our own thing over here. I mean, I do love Innistrad. We were kind of
cooking with that gothic horror, but all right. Now odd. It's in the moon?
Yeah,
fine.
We're doing that. How do you get out of that wall? But the... there's like somebody clearly looked at the Bitter Blossom Bear and was like, how do we reimagine Bitter Blossom for modern standard and make it different than what we did before? And that's cool. I think they did a really good job. And a lot of the transform stuff with the Shadowmoor to Lorwyn stuff is really cool for those characters. Not super in love with the new Strixhaven students. Like, it just kind of feels
they're struggling for that Gatewatch, like, unifying character thread. And the fact that we're going back to Strixhaven, it's like, it is a little jarring, but fine. You know,
again,
it's fine.
I'm down to go back to Strixhaven. I just don't understand what they're doing on Lorwyn. Like, a bit weird.
It's the Omen Paths, Kyle, because nothing means anything. It's kind of like Omen Paths remind me of like the storytelling thing of obviously like Marvel is suffering from this now. When you have the multiverse, right? Nothing means nothing. Like everything is just whatever. And I feel kind of like the Omen Paths are that too. It's kind of like shut up, whatever. Yeah. You know, it's just like everything is everywhere.
Nothing,
whatever.
Nowhere, all never.
Yes,
all
everywhere. Doesn't matter. Shut up. Buy the cards.
Yeah.
Don't
you like it?
Just like I was listening to the Distraction Makers podcast, and they were talking about how one of the cool things about Duskmourn, and I forgot about this, is that you switch color identities, right? So like Merfolk on Lorwyn are blue-white, and then you switch over to Duskmourn, and now they're blue-black, right? And so you have these really interesting color shifts that can happen, right? The Kithkin are the same, like all these kindred decks kind of get to switch, and it's just like you're just not gonna get that. That's just not gonna happen. We're just not gonna get the Dimir Mermaids really in any kind of meaningful way, and you know it's kind of unfortunate because it feels like we traded the other half of this set for some stuff we're just not super interested in. Right? We delayed this for Universes Beyond. Now we're chopping it short for Universes Beyond. And I just like and we consume obviously like a shit ton of Magic commentary. I was about to quote Pleasant Kenobi and whatever else. But it feels like every time someone talks about Lorwyn, it's almost like they're doing its freaking eulogy. You know, it's like, what could have been?
Yeah. And that's part that like kind of bums me out a little bit. But, you know, we'll enjoy the set while it's here. And we'll keep making videos, and it'll be fun.
But now is a reckoning, Kyle. Prepare for Miniaturize.
God!
Yes, it hurts, but it hurts good. We pick cards, and we pick on people that pick on those cards. What, Kyle, do you have to say for yourself with your number 5 pick?
Hold up real quick. Before we talk about the Avatar picks, is there anything that you want to move around from the list that we have so far? Just as a reminder to everybody, these are the best sort of the cap out of what the cards did as we looked at them. So once upon a time, the Kieran was meta defining. Though I recognize,
I think about taking that one down, but it was it was a 4 of in the best deck in standard for a while, so I guess it can stay.
Yeah.
But you know what? Is it bounce kind of still sort of a thing? Maybe somewhere. We'll maybe see it again. But
you mean
I have
Esper
one
bounce.
What did I say? Is it? Yeah, Esper bounce is a thing. The Pyroclasm, Kyle. I knew it would be it. I believed in my heart that one day it would be a good card again because it was that sideboard all-star from before. And sure enough, I just as a sort of, spot test, I went and looked at MTG Melee and pulled up all the deck lists from the past standard environment. I think there were 887 Spotlight Series decks. So this is by no means like scientific, but it is a accounting. And because of all of the Grands and the Teamer Otters and whatever mirror match you can imagine, this card featured in, out of those 887 decks, 205. It's disgusting. It's in every sideboard. It's a 2 of lock it in to every Izzet deck that people are schlepping off to the tournaments. This card now sees some play. I even saw it in a couple of main boards because of how ubiquitous the mirror matches are.
Yeah, and just like it really cleans up a lot of lessons problems for you. Okay, yeah, I'll agree to that. Anything else? Can I please delete whatever that Boros vehicle card is?
No, that's gonna stay forever. But you thought your number 5 pick was embarrassing, but it was only a little embarrassing.
Yeah, so looking at Great Divide Guide, it did show up in 53 decks from the time period that Mark mentioned, mostly in like Ouroboros ramp decks, and then there was some ally stuff going on. But yeah, definitely not meta defining, but not the worst pick that one of us had. So I'm happy to put that in edge cases. I think that's a respectable showing.
This one is I'm gonna only make fun of you because you picked it sort of instead of Badger Mold.
Yeah,
but
sure did.
It's an okay
That's
card.
Not Great Divide Guide's fault. That's my fault.
That's you. It's a decent card. It's really, I think, only there, if I'm honest, just to make the wound a little deeper because of Badger Mole Cub. Like, it's played exclusively with Badger Mole Cub as like Badger Mole 6 and 5. So
Yeah.
there's that. But hey, he's out there doing his thing. And for the worst episode in Avatar, 53 decks, some representation.
That's a controversial take according to the internet.
What? Really?
Yeah.
What is it? What?
No, there's like
earth?
been so if you're not familiar with the Avatar subreddit, Mark, there's been a lot of backlash and a lot of meme posting, but maybe not meme posting that it's actually the best episode. But the internet, I don't know, is run on contrarianism, so I don't give a shit.
Sure is. Yeah, that's nonsense. My number 5 pick is actually your number 1 pick, Wan Shi Tong Librarian. I think this is good in multiple decks. It is all up in the Simic Mana Sink, right? It's up in the Dimir, the Jeskai. Kyle, I swear to God, I even saw people slotting it into birds. Just birds.
Dazzling Denial's coming, baby.
Probably not. But I also am shocked. Maybe the most shocking is people are actually putting this in their Izzet deck in the sideboard. So one of the best decks in Standard is actually slotting this in. But it is quite ubiquitous in how people are just trying to make this like clearly disgusting card fit anywhere they can.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man, I really don't think Wan Shi Tong's days are over. This card, you guys, it's our second most popular video ever. The Azorius control shell that I built is just disgusting as shit. Like, people just fold. Like, you're like, how do I win this game? And then you cast Wan Shi Tong and you kill him in 2 hits. And they're like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, that's how.
And just in case they have the removal, you got a full freaking reload. It's nasty. I don't need
Bro,
to tell
I'm
you how
holding
good it is. You guys are
18
seeing
counter
it.
spells. You're not. You're done. Like,
You're seeing it. You're seeing it on the ladder.
good luck in top deck town, sir. Also, if you search your library, like, oh man, it's a really good card. I'm gonna agree with you. Good in multiple decks.
My number 4 is the only goose egg on our top 5 list. We actually did really well on these picks. There were some other ones that didn't see some play, but Sokka, Bold Boomerang. The thing that makes this one hurt, Kyle, is I was right about Lessons with this pick, at least. I think Lessons is going to be a real deck. I think Izzet's going to be the shell that it's going to contain, and Sokka is nowhere to be seen. My Bold Boomeranger is just not even there
That deck,
at all.
it's not about making a creature big. You know, that's just not what the deck is about.
They don't need that at all. I was imagining a situation where you're going to, like, but I don't know what I was thinking, because I'm like, okay, you'll have your Marauding Mako and your Sokka and your Grand. No, you're not having any of that, right? Like, that's not happening. The piece I was missing was, well, how are you going to do any damage? And, Enduring Monument coming out of left field and, shattering everyone's expectations. That was the missing piece that I just could not see. So, yeah, bit of a miss there. A bit of a what could have been pick. Sad for Sokka.
My number 4, controversial pick, Firebending Student is actually meta defining, and you're all stupid for not playing it. No, I would put, just based on, like, I don't know what to do about this, right? Because I feel like this card is incredible, but I don't get to decide what the meta is, and it was only represented in 8 decks from our survey slot, so I'm fine putting in an LOL bad now, because I know it's not going to stay there.
I would put it in an edge case. It sees some play. And the other thing is, I feel like it did a lot more at the beginning of this season and kind of cratered off a little bit. As all the aggro people were switching over to like Otters and Izzet and things like that, right? This card just didn't really see that pump spell magic. But it is disgusting. It is really good. We've all done
Our most popular video we've ever made.
I think it's best of 1 magic, though. Like, that's probably where this lives. And so you're not going to see it as represented in the tournament scene. But I think it's an edge case card. Like, people do play it. You do see it on Arena. Like, it's not an unplayable card. I mean, it's good.
Yeah.
It's just not as good as some of the broken shit we see in Standard right now.
Yeah, we'll see, though. I still think, like, we're 1 uncommon pump spell away from being like, you shouldn't have done that.
Yeah. I mean, will we see another, Monstrous Rage anytime soon? Probably not. But maybe it doesn't take much more, right? Like, what world would Firebending Student have if we still had Screaming Nemesis, right?
Yeah, maybe. We'll see. More. Look, 2 things are certain in Magic, or 3 things are certain. Don't let people cheat cards out. Don't give them extra turns. And Mono Red will eventually be broken again.
And will we regret not picking a 3-mana Oko? I don't think so.
Nah, I think we're okay.
I think we're okay. But I'm going to feel like a real jackass if that thing pops off in any meaningful way. My number 3 is Metal Bending, Origin of Metal Bending. Pretty good card. It kind of did what I expected it to do. Again, my number 3 pick being reserved for that uncommon all-star. It got featured in 25 decks. It's in a bunch of sideboards. I still think it's an incredibly good naturalized. I could see it as edge case because like the 25 that it's in, it is pretty much sideboard exclusive. So I could go with edge case. I don't think it's gonna probably do much more than that.
No.
Maybe one day.
And even then,
it
wasn't like dramatically high numbers of sideboardery.
It's two in a bunch of decks, and that's kind of it. And I imagine Wistfulness might completely ape its spot anyway, but we'll see. It's a good card.
My number 3 is also a green card that I feel strongly about. That like, I still think maybe is Earthbender Ascension. There's a lot of landfall decks going on right now, and also we didn't get to talk about it in the Lorwyn deck, but that affinity for forest tree farm thing.
I had that on my list.
I'm like, hey girl, what's up? I'm gonna make you an Earthbender Ascension gift. I like landfall. Everybody, I'm a simple man. Take me to Zendikar. Country roads take me to Zendikar. I like landfall and Earthbender Ascension.
Omen paths are going to take you to Zendikar.
Shut up.
It's easy. Just fucking walk around the corner and you're in Zendikar.
You just go. You just go.
Do you want to go?
If you've been printed on a Magic the Gathering card in the past, you can just go.
Do you want to go? Because then if you could just go.
Yeah.
And if you want to come back, you can come back. It's fine.
Yeah.
It'll open.
Will I change as a character having gone through that journey?
Maybe. I don't care. Whenever you get back here, you'll be the same. So it doesn't matter what you do over there.
Yeah. Earthbender Ascension. It's ramp. It's
good.
Making things powerful. It's in 73 decks. I'm going to go ahead and say see some play.
I think that's fair. What I was most shocked at when I was looking at all these Ice Till Explorers deck, man, people have cut the Tifa from these decks. In best of 3 specifically, people are just saying, no, give me this card, give me your Bristly Bills, give me your Saz's Chocobos, but leave the Tifa at home. Just because they don't need that explosive damage got you out of nowhere is not as reliable in best of 3. But landfall strategy, still really good. Mossborn Hydra still carrying the weight.
Can confirm though, Tifa's still just a scourge of the best of 1 ladder.
It'll come get you.
You better have removal now.
Yeah, like I told my prime minister or parliamentary member in Italy, Tifa's gonna get you in trouble. She's gonna get you in trouble.
Oh, that's not the last time we're doing that joke.
No.
Okay, would you like to just go ahead and do your thing now?
My number 2 cup is bad. My number 2 cup, I can't even wait to say it. Is Badgermole Cup. That's a fucked up card. It was crazy that they printed it. That's a meta-defining card if I've ever seen one.
Yeah.
Green's back, boys. It's just good, man. It's just good. It's just good in so
Mark's
many ways.
Almost caught
places.
me in meta-defining cards.
I love that card. I love this card. It's beautiful, and I'm not sick of it because it has green on it. And it's nice to see a forest every now and then when you play standard magical cards. I
don't think you're going to be able to maintain that level of enthusiasm for Badgermole Cup for the next 2 years.
I don't know. I love it.
I feel like we're going to be like, hey, how about you get your ass... Maybe it'll do the Sheldred thing where, like, at the end, we're like, sweet Sheldred.
Yeah.
But
Grandpa.
I think we're going to be... a year from now being like, hey, can we fucking get rid of this card, please?
The problem with this card is you can't get mad at it because by the time you're mad at it, you're experiencing the cracked out shit that it enabled. And that's now happening to you. And so you're just like, Ouroboros on turn 3.
It's kind of like Consult the Star Charts in that way for green and creatures. It's like, you didn't lose to Badgermole Cub, but you lost because of what it did to you.
Yep.
And that might have happened 3 turns ago, but here we are, and now this Ouroboros is ending your life.
Because we're all playing Modern, and the game's not over on turn 2, but it's kind of decided on turn 2. And this card is one of the big reasons why it feels that way. It's just nasty. I knew the mana thing, but like just leaving behind a 1/1, so like no matter what you do, you can't really profitably remove this thing any way.
It's a lot like Corey Steelcutter, Fable of the Mirror Breaker in that way of like any card.
It's always a 2-for-1.
Yeah, it's not even like, because, there's plenty of 2-for-1s that don't necessarily affect the board like that. Like a card that you play a creature and it draws you a card or whatever. Technically, Spirited Companion is a 2-for-1. But, like, it's on the board, and the next Badgermole is going to have that land there. And it's not over, and it's not just a 1/1. Like,
it's a 2-for-1 where if you don't answer it, you are dead, right? Like, the game will quickly get out of control. And that's not a spirited companion, right? Like that's something different. That's a Badger Mole Cub, and it's unique in that way. So, yeah, me and my Badger Mole Cub, I'm gonna
Just take some
I'm gonna
laps.
give it a big old victory lap on this one. Feel good, but to be fair, most people saw this one coming. This card's cracked a mile away.
My number 2 pick did see some play. I'll go ahead and recommend it for edge cases. That is the Rise of Sozin. This card, I still think, I mean, like, it saw more play than Firebending Student. Like,
Yeah, but like I feel like that's because Firebending Student like burned hot and then burned out a little bit. Sozin has just kind of been like there in the background. Like I think you're right. I think edge cases.
it's an
is a
edge
fine
case
place
card.
to put
It's
it.
not
Yeah.
like, but here's the thing. Like, we could put it in the basement, or we could put it in edge cases. Like, I think that, you know, like, I don't see this card having a I mean, like, who knows? You know, maybe, like, I don't know, one of these Convoke Elementals changes the game or whatever. But the Sozin, like, it's a stupid card.
Yeah,
it
it's
does
valuable.
so much. Like, when that card hits the table, you're like, rah-oh, Shaggy. It is a extraordinarily powerful card, and just being able to see that, like, as long as it's around, it's going to have the potential to be broken.
Yeah, I think 6 mana is its sin, right? Like it's just too expensive in this crazy fast world, and there's other things you want to ramp to.
It's also not the greatest against lessons.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I think maybe Moonshadow or whatever is really good, and this mono black thing comes together, and this is a top end boomer for that. Like, it's possible. It's just a generically powerful card. I like to save LOL bad for like when you pick a card that turned out it sucked. You know, like when you look at your head shredder or whatever, and you're like, oh, that wasn't very good anyway. You know, like it's one of those cards. This card's good. It just doesn't really have a home, and that's fine.
Or Golbez. God, I wanted you to be so good.
Golbez was so fucking dumb.
I know.
Like, what are you doing? That's your head shredder.
You
get
just
to wear
try
that around.
sometimes.
My number 2 card is Aang. My number 1 card is Aang Swift Savior. This card saw a lot of play in a lot of different kinds of decks. It was popping up in Control, a little bit of Self Bounce. I told you it would come back. There was some of that happening. Oculus, still a card, it turns out, and even Allies. This card, I think, is good in multiple decks. It's just bebopping all over the place. It's hanging out. I think we'll see it a lot more. It's just a generically good card.
Yeah.
If this card stops seeing play, then we have power crept, I think, to a place that is not good.
Yeah, the only thing that, like, it's good in multiple decks just by definition. It's just that none of those decks are tier 1 right now. And that could change. You know, new cards coming in, bannings coming in, whatever. But, like, I mean, how many times have we seen a card that enabled a lot of tier 2 decks, all of a sudden the meta changes and boom, like, it's got an A tier, S tier deck in there. And Aang Swift Savior certainly has that potential. Like, the fact that it's hanging around in so many different archetypes, I think easily proves that it's a powerful card that is good. It's just probably those colors and specifically maybe what that card wants to do, can it get enough support to break into, to be competitive with the I'm going to beat you to death with Ouroboros, or I'm going to just lessen you to death with Monument. Like, it's also like, it's probably a combination of those things, but it is good in multiple decks.
Yeah, I don't think it'll ever be a meta-defining card, just because it's like, you're not going to build a deck around that. It could be included in a deck that's really good, but I don't think it'll be the thing that enables the deck. Like, even like a Kieran was, right? Like, it has the strategy printed on the card. I don't think there's an airbending deck coming, right? Like, that's probably not going to happen. But yeah, you never know. There's always some crazy interactions with just like, boop, little exile, blinky to blinky, who knows what. So recast it, and here we go.
There's a lot of exile shit going on in Lorwyn.
That's true. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Let us know what you guys think. Are we being too easy on ourselves? We don't want no freebies. So feel free to just absolutely beat Kyle up about that Great Divide guide. Let him know. Just really, really get in there.
They don't
say
ask
some
how,
personal stuff.
They ask how many. So
that's what they want to know. Let us know if we got anything wrong and what you guys think about Lorwyn. I'm really interested. I love this set. I love Magic. It's going to be, let's enjoy the first part of 2026. Let's get into that.